Coming up on Quad Cities today at 11, the U.S. and South Korea conduct joint fire drills ahead of North Korea launching a ballistic missile. The latest details coming up. Plus, the new crime reduction task force in Illinois met for the first time yesterday. What came from that meeting?
And after several days of sunny skies, mild temperatures and dry weather conditions, we'll see our next best chance for precipitation later on this afternoon. Quad Cities today at 11 starts next.
Live from the KWQC studio, this is Quad Cities Today at 11.
Topping your news at 11 today, the United States and South Korea conducted live fire drills after North Korea launched a nuclear-capable ballistic missile that flew over Japan. Good morning, I'm Kyle Kiel. Morgan is off today. NBC's Janice Mackey-Frayer is in Beijing now with the latest.
This latest missile test has raised the stakes in the region. Kim Jong-un hasn't said anything about it yet, but the sense is by launching the missile across Japan, he was trying to make a political point. And given the military response so far, it seems he got their attention. The U.S. and South Korea firing back with 4 surface-to-surface missiles targeting the sea. When one of them failed and caught fire, a South Korean town thought it was coming under attack. This has been a record year for launches for North Korea. This latest one going further than ever before, some 2,800 miles, flying for 22 minutes before crashing into the Pacific Ocean. The U.S. and other countries are pushing the UN Security Council for a meeting, though China and Russia are opposed to any open discussion about North Korea. The concern now that North Korea could be preparing a nuclear test, something Kim Jong-un hasn't done since 2017, but recent satellite imagery suggests it could happen soon. Janice Mackey-Frayer, NBC News, Beijing.
Well, it's time for a check of the first alert forecast, taking a live look from our sky view, showing the clouds taking over the sky, and this comes after several days of sunshine. Teresa Bryan joins us now in the Weather Center. And Teresa, we've really been enjoying these fall temperatures and the sunshine, but all good things must come to an end. But it doesn't look like a lot of rain coming in, right?
No, it's fairly light precipitation and widely scattered, too. Some spotty showers expected through this afternoon and into this evening, followed by some cooler temperatures for tomorrow. As we take a look at what's happening in our area right now, you see the bulk of that precipitation still off to our west, and we're seeing a few sprinkles of rain moving through Lee County in Iowa and through some of the northern portions of our viewing area around Dubuque and Jones, Jackson, and also Clinton counties. Not adding up to all that much as it moves through our region during the course of the day. We will see most of that precipitation coming to an end shortly after midnight, and after that looks like we'll see some cooler air moving in. Currently in the Quad Cities, we're at 66 degrees, 64 in Galena, 57 in Iowa City, 63 in Muscatine, 68 degrees in Galesburg and Macomb. Winds moving out of the south now at about 5 miles per hour, and we expect to see those winds shift as that frontal system moves through. That means some cooler air on the way. For the time being, looking for highs near 73 degrees. We're back in the 50s and 60s later this evening.
Aledo Police Chief and City Administrator Christopher Sullivan, accused of striking a man in the chest during an arrest in May 2020, pleaded not guilty in court Tuesday. Records show the 62-year-old man made his initial appearance on 2 counts of official misconduct and 1 count of battery in Mercer County Circuit Court. A pre-trial conference will be set for mid-November. Sullivan remains free on bond. A Grand Mound man was sentenced to 14 years in prison for his role in a Moline crash that killed 2 people in March 2019. Back in May of this year, a Rock Island jury convicted 27-year-old Armand Cannon guilty of reckless homicide, aggravated reckless driving, aggravated driving under the influence, and possession of a stolen vehicle. On Monday, a judge sentenced Cannon to 14 years in prison on the reckless homicide charge, 3 years on the reckless driving charge, and 2 years in prison on the possession of a stolen vehicle charge. The sentences will run concurrently for a total of 14 years. Court records show the judge granted a motion to dismiss the DUI charge. Illinois' new crime reduction task force met for the first time yesterday. State lawmakers are trying to find new solutions to address crime by working with law enforcement and community organizations. The task force says while shootings and murders have increased across the state the last 2 years, they are optimistic there will be a decrease this year.
If we want to impact the amount of crime per capita in the state of Illinois, we have to look at some of the things that we are actually doing that are very evidence-based, that you guys have put money into, but they haven't had time to work yet.
The task force plans to discuss ways to improve workforce development and violence prevention programs for Illinois communities in future meetings. Crossing state lines into Iowa, the Des Moines City Council voted to strike down a resolution meant to safeguard abortion access. It would have made Des Moines a sanctuary city for the procedure. City Council member Josh Mandelbaum introduced the resolution. In part, it said that the city would tell police and investigators to give a low priority to most abortion cases. But council member Joe Gatto quickly shut down the resolution.
We are going to do the things that we can to protect access to reproductive freedom and health care.
This is a political stunt being done by one council member sitting at this table. There's nothing we can do. The fight is a federal and a state. And it's right up there at the Capitol. It's not right here at City Hall.
The resolution was voted down 5-2. Back here at home, Bettendorf City Council officially voted to move forward on a multi-million-dollar water park construction and the sale of the Life Fitness Center to the YMCA. That happened on the strength of 2 near unanimous votes. A majority of people speaking at the 2 public hearings last night were against the plans. Jerry Sexer was the only dissenting vote. He and the rest of the council disagreed on the Life Fitness Center's value to its members.
And while it's good that all these fitness centers are around, I think we need as many fitness centers as possible.
Because I think we can write a big future, but not if we're stuck in the past, not if we're stuck in the present.
According to the president of the YMCA, they will approve the deals on their end sometime today. The nonprofit will officially take over the Life Fitness Center in January. Well, if you've been thinking about adding a new furry friend to your family, this week is the perfect opportunity as local animal shelters are offering reduced pet adoption fees. The Humane Society of Scott County is one of the shelters participating in the nationwide Empty the Shelters event. TV6's Brittany Kiles reports from the shelter with a look at a litter of kittens ready for adoption.
It's happening all week long, put on by the Bissell Foundation in order to get thousands of pets adopted. So according to organizers, they say that some of these pet shelters nationwide are overburdened. So this could cause health concerns for some of the animals that are there. So they really are pushing to get these pets adopted. So here at the Scott County Humane Society, they have these kittens here. There's about 6 in here, and they are ready and up for adoption. They got cats, dogs, guinea pigs, you name it. They have them here, and the application process is quick. So the catch here, it's $50 or less, which is a generous decline in what it usually is. So if you're looking to go ahead and adopt, now is the time this week, and it's happening all week long. TV6's Brittany Kiles reporting in Davenport. Back to you.
Coming up on Quad Cities today at 11, the Center for Active Seniors is gearing up for a big fundraiser next month, and it's back in person this year. We're talking about the 2022 Hat Bash in your senior moment coming up after the break.